world is changing. Due to use of fossil fuels, global warming has put humanity on high alert as the risk of natural disasters are at our doorsteps. In the developing island of Barbados, a dream has been recognized to transform the country into the cleanest, most environmentally advanced country in the world, and to become energy efficient in time of disaster. This project was implemented by the Ministry of Energy and Water Resources with project support from the UNDP and funded by the Global Environmental Facility.
The DREAM project is called the DREAM project because it's actually Disaster Risk Energy Access Management Project. We are not only looking at greater sustainable energy, but we're looking at mitigating the risk of disaster on our energy. You're well aware we've had a number of Category 5 hurricanes that have impacted the Caribbean and parts of the United States. So as we move towards greater uses of renewable energy, we have decided along with the United Nations who helped to develop the project to ensure that resilience against disasters is part of our evolving energy future.
99% of Barbados' energy comes from fossil fuel imports. This means the country is at the mercy of international oil prices, which tend to be a volatile market. As gas prices fluctuate, this impacts the cost of electricity and, by extension, Barbadian households. So, how can control be placed into the hands of every Barbadian? The answer lies in two words:
resilience and recovery. Basically, if you generate your power here at home using your natural and local resources, the sun, the wind, biomass, energy, and so on, you get control. You can control the generation, the supply, the feedstock, everything yourself. And that is resilient, and gives you energy security.
This island paradise is known for its sun and its beaches. These two elements hold immense value in the global energy industry. Having these two energy sources at their fingertips, the DREAM project will facilitate growth in this industry.
By supporting the generation and the technology and education, everything, all the pieces of the puzzle that need to fit together to grow this new sector, the DREAM project tries to help that process along.
For now, the DREAM will capitalize on the photovoltaic industry by bolstering its growth through capacity building.
If we could let the average person know exactly what it is besides just some, panels or modules on the roof, if it actually is in their homes, they could learn how to do maintenance, they could realize how important it is, and more persons would get in the industry, and so you will have more companies being self-sustained.
As part of the capacity building component, the DREAM has initiated a Level 1 National Vocational Qualification, which will educate young people by giving them hands-on training in PV installation to qualify them for the job market.
This program is Level 1 PV. Basically, Level 1 PV was an idea from the Ministry of Energy and Water Resources. It entails getting the students, participants, ready for the PV installation side of things, because RE is a bigger area than just PV installations. We want to get the students up to speed in terms of safety, techniques, skills, everything's required that they can get. Assist, get themselves prepared for a job, and assist those people who are doing the PV installations.
The job that I was doing was basically a dead-end job, you know what I'm saying? And I had to get away from it. The PV right now is emerging, and it was either do a dead-end job or sit on the block. And I can't afford to sit on the block right now. You know what I'm saying? And they can't afford to be in a dead-end job neither. So honestly, even after the course finished, we had some job attachments. To me, it went fairly okay. I personally want to pursue the level 2 and level 3 in this area so I could be fully qualified to work physically anywhere right now.
I've learned quite a lot. I've learned from measuring to knowing how many panels I would need for a specific system, so I could get somebody's light bill and pretty much size somebody's system and start planning for it. I can't exactly build it yet because I don't have the qualifications for it, but when I finish the course I will. Yeah, I would say it's worth it.
Commissioned with the development of sport in Barbados, the National Sports Council manages 71 pavilions where social and sporting events are hosted daily. The DREAM project supported the installation of solar PV systems, and over time, the NSC has reaped the benefits of this investment.
We had at least 8 or 9 pavilions with these photovoltaic cells being installed. And immediately we saw the advantage of putting the photovoltaic cells at a pavilion. In 2017, when we assessed the costs at some of our pavilions, James Bryan, for example, we used to spend $1,300 roughly per month in terms of energy and electricity use. In December 2018, January 2019, that cost has gone down to $164. So you can see immediately the advantage of having the photovoltaic cells placed across these pavilions.
One of the achievements of the DREAM was successfully installing solar PV systems at public community and resource centers and polyclinics around the island for disaster resilience.
Aim and objective of this component is to improve the disaster resilience, but also to reduce the amount of consumption from fossil fuel. So the systems will offset a portion of the electricity bill at some of the facilities, and in some of them 100%. So depending on the electricity consumption in the building and the size of the system installed, it would offset that monthly electricity bill from Lakeland Power. One of my roles within that component was to monitor and evaluate the installation process. So part of that process involves me going on site and conducting what we call a final assessment or inspection of the system once it has been installed by the contractor. During that process, we basically document the general information of the system size, the type of equipment installed in terms of the solar PV modules, inverter type and make and manufacturer model, the charge controller and the batteries would also be recorded and checked. So you do a full run through of all the components that would have been installed to ensure that they have been installed correctly and that all the equipment is in the place that was originally selected and chosen through the beneficiary, as well as our initial inspections with the contractor and myself.
What lies ahead for this nation is the future of energy efficiency and carbon neutrality through a sustainable energy sector by 2030. This is the mission of the Barbados National Energy Policy, and the DREAM project goes hand in hand with this mission. Barbados will do its part in reducing its carbon footprint toward tackling climate change. This is not just a dream, it is a soon coming reality of an evolving nation.